down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. And the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Lance looking to throw it. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or two shy of midfield. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Goff now to throw. Johnson's got it complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Goff. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, Gainwell looking for space. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Here's Goff. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And a pretty little juke move there, but not a ton to show for it afterwards as he's brought down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 5 now. Goff. And he'll just get rid of it. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Goff now looks to throw. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. Bit of a pressure spot here for Tyler Bass. This to swell the lead to 6. The kick by Bass is good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, it's a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, Those will be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Throwing his Lance on third down. Screenplay setting it up for Mitchell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it'll be fourth down.
Well, we know the guys up front have to protect when it's a pass play, but it's really out wide. Sometimes you're going to swing a tight end or maybe even offensive tackle to get out there, but most of the time it's fellow wide receivers, and they really weren't up to the task there, were they?
Do you like that call on your own side of the field?
I don't mind that call at all, just about anywhere. But the key is you have to have the confidence, and then they have to execute their blocking assignments. Otherwise, you get the end result we just saw there.
Look at those stick skills. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Goff. He's got Higgins over the middle. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Gone. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Goff on 1st down. Forced out to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And out of bounds right around the 20. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Hands it off out of the gun. He pushed forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. The kick by Bass is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, put a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And San Francisco gets set to go here. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Lance. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. And Lance now to throw. And that is incomplete. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
That one will set them back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is Goff. Under pressure, they got him again. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. From the gun, here's Goff. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw, it's Lance. Over the middle, it's complete. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd, Goff. That's caught left side to tight end Pitts. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. 9 yards on the first down. Keeper, and it's 2nd and 1.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. They'll try the air now with Goff. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 36. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
On 1st and 10, Goff. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Gainwell. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. about this? They'll try the option. Left side. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 64 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. It's first and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Down to a knee. Here's the Cardinals look to let the clock roll. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one.
Just got a heck of a show, partner. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done. A narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because there were times where each side looked like they were the better team out there. And the outcome's in doubt for much of this game. Every snap seemingly more important than the previous one. Great effort from the guys visiting. But in the end, how about those guys in their home stadium finding a way to win?
So for Arizona, it's just their second win here in 11 tries this season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts.
I'm the best, I'm the best, and I got it, and I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my go, go. If I touch it, then it's cold, then it's cold. I'm the best, I'm the best, and I got it, and I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my go, go. If I touch it, then it's cold, then it's cold. For the park and they know I'm in prison. He wanna talk, but he not on the schedule. I ain't taking no from my boy ain't heavy. I'm the best, and you heard what I said. Spend all the money, I'm dripping, it's falling. Got on it, then it's dripping like water. Teaching the but I don't have a daughter. I know me, I can pick up when I call her. Working big and it don't hurt to break, cause I'ma always do it how I wanna do it. Every time he leave know it needs to know I got him running to it. I'ma need to pull him out before we talk it that I'm waking up and thumbing through it. Run a like a runner do it. Stun on her till like a stunner do it. I'm the best, I'm the best, and I got it, and I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my way up, get on go. If I touch it, then it's cold, then it's cold. I'm the best, I'm the best, and I got it, and I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my way up, get on go. If I touch it, then it's cold, then it's cold. Top dog like I manage. I'm the really damaged. I came out and make the channel froze. I'm really who the panel chose. Put my name up like a banner boat. Acting tough and I'ma let her go. Name her who got a better flow. She can hang it up till like a telephone. Sticking up with the cost 10K to let it come see it. Hands that me, I make it come treat it. Spin, make it come beat it. I want the new in the machine out. Jewelry be cold like the temperature zero. I'm the hardest, they call me the hero. Heavy then they know what I be on. I'm the best, I'm the best. And I got it, and I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my way up, get on go. If I touch it, then it's cold, then it's cold. I'm the best, I'm the best. And I got it, and I got it on my own. Get my way up, get my way up, get on go. If I touch it, then it's cold, then it's cold.
It's another one. We got another one. It's her. Who that? Big baby slide through in that drop top. Something by Benz looking cute. That's honest. Her and her friends, big blinks and snatch waist. Yeah, she brought the ain't no way. Somebody daddy ain't gon' give her the spins with her ends. Cause yeah, she did it, but she did it again. A few more tracks and this time she bought friends. Big baby on her way up and showed the stairs to a man's. Now salute the general. TGLX got plans, yeah. Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, this is the intro? Yes, it's the intro.
They don't know what they in for. If we coming like this on the intro, what they here for? Anything with the heat, you know who to send for your info. Buy my money like Venmo. This music don't work out. I know how to get it from my ends low. How you feel though? Cause hey, they can't rock with us. Galaxy ain't no stopping us. They ain't trying to steal my style. I'm feeling like I just shopping. Can't trust him cause he not my.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Takes it at the 7th. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
So here's the first drive now for the 49ers.
They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
In recent years, we've seen a lot of love for North Dakota State in the NFL draft. And Trey Lance, he's a great example of what the Bison are sending to the league each and every year. This guy looks like a franchise quarterback. He wants his opportunity to prove it to the rest of the league.
Lance going to put it up right away.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
It's the gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard. At the 30.
Now former 6th-round pick, it's Elijah Mitchell.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
The Niners had 3-8 on the year. And whatever promise they had to start the season fully evaporated now as they come in losers of 6 straight.
Well, you know what they often say, winning breeds winning, but unfortunately, the flip side of that can be true as well, because this is a club in desperate need of a spark out of somewhere. A big play on offense, turnover, takeaway on defense, something to get them pointed in the right direction. They need it quickly.
On third down, here's Mitchell.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. Fourth down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up. Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. So now the Colts will get their first opportunity with the football. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the former Louisville Cardinal, Teddy Bridgewater.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll get this out to about the 40. The numbers on the ground for Carson last week, 20 carries, 75 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
They run it with Carson. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. They go back to Carson here on 2nd. And he gets it down to the 32. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he stopped immediately there. They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater eluding the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down.
He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll toss it out to Carson. And he is going to lose yardage here. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and long. They'll look to throw. Looking for the end zone. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Meanwhile, Lance's throw taken in by Samuel.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
From the gun, it's Lance.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long. Here's Lance.
To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. First down, Bridgewater.
Checks this down to Hubbard.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Throwing again on 2nd down. Bridgewater can't get away, and he's taken down.
And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a colt who was shaken up on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Third and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. They're going to look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
The Colts send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Now Lance. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. And 2nd down.
To throw on 2nd and 10.
Lance. And that's dropped underneath to Mitchell.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 5.
Working from the gun, Lance.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Colts will take over possession here up at the 44. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
So here are the Colts to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 45 on second down, Bridgewater. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
Well, obviously, the pass rush gets the glory and the statistics on this play. But the coverage, they deserve a ton of credit, too. Denied open windows, erased the quarterback's targets one by one. Everywhere he looked, someone was covered. Only a matter of time before someone got there to bring him down.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on second down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10. At their own 13. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And they'll get him down here at the 23. A good gain on first, has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Here's the option going right. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a 1st down.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he claps down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the second level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. 1st down, here's Mitchell. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. On 2nd down, there's the option going left. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. They run over center with Mitchell. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46. 9 yards that time. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. And now they'll throw with Lance. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. That's his first catch of the game and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Lance looking to throw it. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he's going to get this down near the 25. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. Back to the ground here, Mitchell. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Here's the option going left on 2nd down. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. The Niners on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. Here's Carson. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36. 3rd and short yardage. Bridgewater. Man open. That's Ray McLeod. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
This is Carson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Nick Bosa. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this 1st half. So that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah,
right?
a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Lance going to try and throw on 3rd down here. Open man is Ayuk, complete. And he's going to have a Niners 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we used the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Give running right is Mitchell. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Here's Mitch Wishnowski now.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater.
He'll get this complete to the running back, Hubbard.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. Now it's Carson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Here's Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. The Colts send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
Nifty move.
Yeah, he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I know they want to go for it here, and I know that their fans want them to go for it. But listen, I'm going to play head coach right here and look at the facts. Tie game, plus, even if you get the first, you still got a half a field to go. I'll go ahead and punt the football myself.
Kyle Shanahan doesn't care much for that last call, so out comes the red challenge flag. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So for Kyle Shanahan, he had it right, as the challenge is a good one. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
And Lance again going to keep it. And he's going to have a Niners 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. 41-yard gain.
And they run the option on second down.
4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. That's a gain of
And Lance now to throw. Got a man. That's Ayuk.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 22-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line.
11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Here's Lance to throw it.
That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Looking to throw again on second down. Lance under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. DeForest Buckner able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot.
Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
From the gun on third down, Lance.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. On fourth down, Kyle Shanahan will send out the field goal unit. This a 27-yard attempt here. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
To throw again on second down. Bridgewater looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Now they face a third down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Bridgewater now. And that will be incomplete. The Colts send out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back.
Elijah Mitchell ready to get back to work with the rest of the 49er offense.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now Lance going to throw. Flush to his right. Able to slither by. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. To throw, it's Lance. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. Then they will set up shop, red zone territory at the 13-yard line.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And they've got a good chance of getting points out of this. They start in the red zone on 1st down. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Bridgewater. And he comes back with one complete. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Bridgewater on 3rd and 2. Touchdown Colts! Ray McLeod as the first half is winding down. And the Colts have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And it's the Seahawks who have the lead in that one. Odell Beckham, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. 3 touchdown passes there for Zach Wilson. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And it was the visiting LA Rams who get the victory in that one. Davis Mills, sharp in the victory, as his guys get back within a game of 500. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Colts in that first half. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Niners, by comparison, they've been the better of these two sides in the rushing department, as you see the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And the half will begin with a touchback. Well, the Colts ready to go to work to start the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
On second down, it's Carson, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 51 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Bridgewater. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Bridgewater. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
They go play action. Bridgewater. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. To throw, Bridgewater. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up third down.
So once again, they dial up the pressure and get home and get a sack. It brings up a 3rd and long, but it's really not an unmakeable one, especially considering they just gave up back-to-back sacks.
3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. They'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got enough on it to put it through. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though. 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And Lance's throw complete here to Ayuk.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches.
On second down, here's Mitchell.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to fourth down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. And he'll be taken down at the 18. The last run got 6, now second and 4. Here's Bridgewater. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Now they face a third down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Now Bridgewater. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder, Jimmy Ward.
That's certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. On the handoff, Mitchell. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 63 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against them throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
A give here to Mitchell.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down.
Working from the gun, Lance.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
It's fourth down.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that'll bring him back within 4.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And the Colts getting ready to go.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
So roughing the passer penalty and an automatic first down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Throwing is Bridgewater. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. To throw is Bridgewater. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 53. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it. And he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Lance looking to throw it. Screen play, setting it up for Mitchell.
Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost and then a little bit more.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Now Lance.
Escaping the pressure right, and he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Bridgewater on 1st down. Looking middle, and that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Bridgewater got his man complete over the middle. It's Hubbard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards the pickup there. The Colts have a 1st down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Now a toss play. It's Carson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The Colts send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10.
At the 20.
Drive starts with a give to Mitchell.
Oh, what a juke into space.
And he's going to have a Niners 1st down as he gets this up past the 30.
That's a love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll go option to the short side. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 9 yards on the 1st down. Keeper, and it's 2nd and 1.
Well, that's what he can do here when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
And Lance again going to keep it.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Bridgewater to throw it. And a quick throw here. That's complete.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater eluding the pressure right. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Now that's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered, and then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a 1st down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looks like you're exactly right. Looked like a for sure stop on 3rd, and then the tables turn.
They run it with Carson. 59 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. They go back to Carson here on second. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Bridgewater now from the 50. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up fourth. And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Off of play action, here's Lance. Got a man, that's Ayuk. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And they fake the handoff, now Lance. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. And it's a fumble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Better ball security, but not much else to show for it. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Up the middle they go. Mitchell. And he's going to have a Niners first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, they go back to Mitchell. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. On 2nd and 9, Lance. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. On 3rd down, here's Mitchell. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Desperation time here. Lance. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Play fake. Bridgewater. He sets to fire deep. And incomplete on the deep ball. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Bridgewater. And the Niners get there and bring him down. taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Third and long now after the sack. And we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Looking to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the 49ers are right back in this football game. So the ball changing hands on the interception. But meanwhile here, we do have an injury on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us. No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so. But maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Able to haul it in is Kittle. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just saw receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Lance now on 1st down.
Under pressure, and down he goes.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
A shotgun handoff to Mitchell.
Dances by him. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
109 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. Lance now on 1st down.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
But the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. From the gun, a give to Mitchell. And they're going to get him down shy of the first at about the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And they'll go for it. Lance. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2. If they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Dumps this one off to Chris Carson. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Throwing. Bridgewater. Over the middle. That's caught by McLeod. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They find some open field here. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. This is Carson. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they will take a knee here. 2nd and 11 now. Here's Carson. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get him home free.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far, they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
Down to a knee goes Bridgewater, and that ought to do it. So this This one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Colts, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for the Niners, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals.
came with. Up in a payment, told you we nothing to play with. Guess some things unchangeable. Me and my thirst insatiable. Till we all big time. Face on my rollie on big time. Facing my goals, that's a big climb. Still my flow is unshakable. Run it up, I cannot quit it. I need it, I ain't where I wanna be, I can admit it. Never submitting, I'm fighting my darkest of thoughts. I am a force. I harbor the light that's inside of my heart. I write in my art and give you my story. You the witness. I came on a mission to give you my pain and give you my glory. All this time, I'm on the grind. Oh, I'm shining. Nothing can stop me. All these years, blood, sweat, and tears. But I'm still here. Nothing can stop me. Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Nothing can stop me. Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Nothing can stop me. I overcame all the odds. I ain't been playing it safe, nah. I was just giving my all. I'm taking it there. Hop in the Wraith and we lay in the stars. I made it happen to boss, yeah. I was just playing my cards. I'm taking it there. I'm taking it there. I'm taking it there. It's gonna be a riot, doubt me it's quiet. I got the can of gas, I'm about to ignite. I am driven, I won't ever get tired, cause I've been left behind, I have to get right. Waiting on the sign, now I just wait on myself. Got nothing weighing on the mind. One thing I learned after all this time, that mountain you carry meant for you to climb. All this time, I'm on the grind. Oh, I'm shining, nothing can stop me. All these years, blood, sweat, and tears. But I'm still here, nothing can stop me. Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Nothing can stop me. Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me.
Here's the Australian-born punter Mitch Wishnowsky to get things going. And we are underway from Santa Clara. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Right to the air, here's Goff. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Now Goff on first down. That's to his running back, Gainwell. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. From just shy of midfield, Goff throwing middle, and it's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 36. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 36. Play action. It's Goff. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Looking to throw again on second down. Goff. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. Goff throwing again. Drops this one down to Gainwell. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Goff. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the Cardinals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Goff. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cards will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
On first down, Lance. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Now former 6th-round pick. It's Elijah Mitchell. And some there he goes right side. The 30. 10. 5. Touchdown. 49ers. Elijah Mitchell with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll say he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone. And
you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats.
The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And no return from Cooper. Out it'll go to the 25. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Now they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Goff now to throw.
Over the middle, he finds Higgins.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A rough go there on third down, a loss of 4.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Well, this offense and Elijah Mitchell coming back onto the field now. So officially now a 1,000-yard campaign for him, but I don't think he's going to take his foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah, it's one of those thoughts, though, that creeps into your mind because there is a little mini celebration over on the sidelines. Everybody, hey, job well done, over 1,000 already. But guaranteed, as you noted, someone's jumped in that huddle and said, a lot more to be done, guys. Let's not, as you would just say.
Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose.
And this is recovered by the Cardinals.
So that play, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets popped free.
T. Higgins out on offense with the rest of his teammates for this next drive.
And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is allows him and the team to relax their...
into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Niners are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Elijah Mitchell ready to get back to work with the rest of the 49er offense.
And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Lance. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. And this looks like a roughing call.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
They run over center with Mitchell.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The Niners had 3 and 9 now on the year. And they come in just an absolute free fall. Losers now, Charles, of 7 in a row.
And I think this is where, in a locker room, a lot of the team looks to their best players and even silently ask for them to guide them out of this. We've got to be better than what we've shown. We need you to lead us.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw pulled in by Kittle. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And he is going to have the 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 46.
First down, here's Mitchell.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Play action, now it's Lance. That ball caught, Brandon Ayuk. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 26. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Lance. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Cardinals are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Arizona's offense back out and ready to go. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Goff now looking to throw. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. To throw is Goff. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw, Goff. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
The 49ers offense making its way back out there. They'll have very good starting field position here as they try to break our tie. And they start 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Lance on the option left. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Going for it, it's Mitchell. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
This one complete, lands to Kittle. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 102 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They'll run with Mitchell. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Elijah Mitchell with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Niners have moved out in front. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Cooper is going to remain in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Cardinal offense takes back over. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Goff. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
That's certainly one way to beat the blitz. Get it out of your hands quickly and get it to the big fella.
Very effective. Saw the pressure, got rid of it, and the completion ensued. First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, they come out and take a look at him. We will step aside for just a moment. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Nick Bosa in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game. And now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Now it's gone. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. A broken tackle there, but not a ton to show for it. Tackled just on the other side of midfield. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. Open man is Higgins. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So the pitch and catch good for 11, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And I believe that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Now left side on the swing pass. Lance going to try and throw on 3rd down here. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
On the handoff, Mitchell. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Lance going to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Here's Lance. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
On 4th down, Kyle Shanahan will send out the field goal unit. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Gone. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now gone. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Goff. And he wisely will throw that one away. So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. The Niners set to take over on offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
A give here to Mitchell. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 1.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Harrison Phillips on the stop. No gain on the play. It's 4th down.
Here's Mitch Wishnowski now on to punt. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
From his goal line here, Goff firing quickly here, and that's complete. To throw again on 2nd down, Goff. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Arizona. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Fielded at the 33. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to save with his man there.
Lance now on 1st down. Drops this underneath. It's Mitchell. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
Now a handoff up the middle. Mitchell. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
And Lance now to throw.
Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 30. The 3rd down conversion successful. A gain of 11.
But things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Throwing now is Lance. And that's dropped underneath to Mitchell. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 27, Lance.
That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco.
A great effort there. 27 yards. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3.
The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. On 1st down, Goff. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Goff. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's a give up the middle.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Trey Lance leading his offense out for this next drive. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because, remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a first down right out of the gate.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Lance's throw complete here to Ayuk. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 2nd and 2. Lance looking to throw it. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Cards are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. The first play of the drive there is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Goff. And this one is incomplete.
I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and the deficit will stay at 3 scores. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. We'll start our tour out in the city of Angels, Los Angeles. And it's the Ravens who have the lead as they play the second quarter. Rashad Bateman, a touchdown reception. From there, we head eastward to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And this one going the visitors' way as the Texans have the lead in that one. The Texans locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. Tua Tagovailoa with a touchdown throw. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cardinals. And despite the fact that they're looking up at a double-digit deficit at halftime, they were able to move the football through the air in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Niners, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half.
And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead. Now a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these.
And he coughed it up, and the Cardinals have got it, going the other way.
So certainly not at all what you're looking for here to start the third quarter. A fumble on their opening drive.
Not at all. You're exactly right about that because this had a chance to be the drive to put everything away. A touchdown here, that might have put everything out of reach for them. They definitely handed out a lifeline to the defense on that play.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Goff. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Throwing again on second down. Goff. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Goff now looks to throw. That is caught at the 7.
And the Cardinals are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run here with Ingram. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Now Goff. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
The kick by Bass is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though? When they only gave up the field goal, and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive with a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over. And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st down, they go back to Mitchell.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. They'll go option to the short side. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
Lance looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
Oh, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at about the 14.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards.
And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice game.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Remember, these two teams met in Glendale earlier in the season with the Cards coming out on top. So a win here in Santa Clara would give them the season series.
Off-play action. Here's Goff. And the Niners get there and bring him down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now. And if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Goff now looking to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Here's a screen with Gainwell.
And he's able to get up here to the 26. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Johnny Hacker now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Now Lance. Over the middle, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On play action, Lance. Checks this one down. It's Mitchell. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be really
You don't deserve
upset,
anything
right?
for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lance. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
On 1st down, Lance. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
On 2nd down now, it's Mitchell. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Here's Lance to throw it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Lance going to keep it on the option. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
On 2nd down, it's Mitchell. Give him 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10. To throw, it's Lance. Escaping the pressure right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. And a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic. This is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
From the 6. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Goff. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Goff now to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Roughing the tackle, defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. 2nd and 8.
From the 50, it's Goff.
That's to his running back, Gainwell.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Goff. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked off by Fred Warner.
And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
On 1st down, Mitchell.
He'll take this to the 46.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
And he's going to be met at about the 43. The Niners on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Here's Lance. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
That's not the first time they've looked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on 3rd down to keep this drive alive.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Mitchell. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. On 2nd down, there's the option going left. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd.
On 3rd down, here's Mitchell.
And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The football going back over to Arizona now. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
Flushed out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Back to throw. Goff. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dive. Now it's Goff.
Crossing route catch made by Johnson.
A big pickup, 18 yards, but they still stop him well short of the marker.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Mitchell.
Number 25, Elijah Mitchell, ball carrier. The tackle by Sultan Collins.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 186 yards rushing for him now in the afternoon as he continues to put a hurt on this defense.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Right back to Mitchell here.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets them up 1st and goal.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
And now they'll throw with Lance. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
And Lance now to throw.
He's got it. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
Mitchell is in. Touchdown 49ers.
Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. Say, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And that stretches the lead to 27. So that drives 7 plays in length. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And no return from Cooper. Out it'll go to the 25. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
On first down, it's gone. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Gone. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down. To throw is Goff. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Desperation time for Goff on 4th. He finds his man Johnson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now Goff on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. 2nd and 10. Goff again. And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Part of my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Goff. Eluding the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Looking deep downfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Once again, it's Mitchell.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
A shotgun handoff to Mitchell.
Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And that is no good. But that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. On first down, it's Mitchell. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Right back to Mitchell on second down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Mitchell. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And he missed it. It's no good. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Goff. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. On 4th down, Goff. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Down to a knee for the 49ers. This one about to be on ice. So the victory here for San Francisco. Well, Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, ultimately one thing sticks out like a sore thumb. One side lost this game because they turned the ball over 4 times, and that was just too much for them to overcome.
And that number might as well be in neon because you're exactly right. It just jumps up from the stat sheet. Your eyes go right to it. And with that many turnovers, they really played themselves out of this game. Too careless with the football too many times. That cost them the victory.
So for the 49ers, it's a 4th win on the year as they move to 4-9. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, it's unfortunately more of the same as they'll fall to 3-10 on the year. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.